What if I was to tell you that the life choices we make each day has the power to change the course of history? I'm Drew Stevens, founder of Beyond the Legacy, and this is my Monday reflection, the Perception versus Reality of Success, Part 2. I welcome everyone to Part 2 of 2. If you didn't get a chance to listen to Part 1, I highly suggest taking a moment to look at last week's reflection and set the stage for this one. For those who are ready for the three things I left you on a cliffhanger with last week, let me share some context before diving in. We all have moments when we wish there was a rewind button and a redo option. If you've ever seen a time travel movie, you know that just one subtle change in a seemingly trivial life choice can create a butterfly effect that not only changes your life, but the lives of those around you. A life choice can change the course of history. Think about these scenarios. What if you moved to another state before your freshman year of high school? Or what if you went to a totally different college or university? Those scenarios would have created a whole new set of experiences, friends, opportunities, and outcomes. Connecting these changes to present day, consider, would you still be friends with your childhood friends if you transferred to an out-of-state high school? If you met your spouse in college, imagine if your younger self had chosen a different institution to attend. Your current status could be with a totally different partner. Your children wouldn't exist. Or you could be single and living a totally different life in a totally different state and city. There are so many things I would love to tell my younger self, but when I really think about it, I'm at peace with where I am today, physically, mentally, and spiritually. We can't live life dwelling on what-if scenarios because we will drive ourselves crazy, chasing that perfect storybook ending. The advice I'm about to share is not only to my younger self, but to anyone starting out in life and to anyone further along in life that needs to hear this very message. We have to be open to change and stepping outside of our comfort zone. The message is a reminder to believe in yourself and consider the following. Don't be afraid to try new things. The first would be to take advantage of paid and non-paid internships in industries that interest you. We often aspire to find the ultimate dream job, but don't realize we've been chasing the wrong dream until after we deeply invested ourselves in it. When I was in high school, I was great with numbers and enjoyed accounting. As a junior in high school, I said, I figured it out. I want to be an accountant. In my junior and senior year of high school, I was fortunate to work part-time at the corporate office of a major restaurant franchise. The department I worked in was accounting. And let's just say that after spending 2 years there, I knew accounting wasn't for me. I'm not knocking the profession because I have the utmost respect for the finance and accounting space. But by getting the hands-on experience, I was able to discover that accounting wasn't the career path for me. Imagine if instead I had gone to college and majored in accounting and didn't make that discovery until my first job after graduation. Getting the hands-on experience not only provides a simulation of what that career entails, but also establishes relationships that you could hold on to and potentially revisit down the road. In addition, you'll learn a lot about how the business is run from being around key decision makers and executives. Be careful not to take the relationships you establish for granted, even if your direction changes. Later in life, the people you meet throughout your professional journey could play a role in your future in ways you might not expect. While most of this is centered around trying new things in the professional context, the same idea applies across other areas of our lives. When I say don't be afraid to try new things, that means all kinds of things. Don't be afraid to travel to destinations you never imagined traveling to. Open your mind and talk to people of all ages, backgrounds, and cultures. Use your time strategically and with purpose. And even acknowledge that at times, it's safer to stick to a routine and play things conservatively. I always go back to this quote by George Adair. Everything you've ever wanted is on the other side of fear. Invest early and diversify. The second piece of advice I would tell my younger self would be to invest early and play the long game. Looking back on my 20s, I can see that I took for granted the flexible money I had tucked away for a car I wanted, vacation travel, and miscellaneous expenses in the moment. While I've been financially responsible with saving and staying out of debt, I wish I invested more in my 20s. When you look at a stock like Amazon, in May of 1997, it was $18 a share. Today, Amazon's common stock trades at around $3,000 to $3,400 a share. Imagine that you had bought 300 shares back in the late 90s or early 2000s. You'd be sitting on $900K or $1 million in 2021. Of course, for every Amazon, Apple, or Tesla, there was also a Webvan or Pets.com. There are ways to diversify your investments and set portfolios or index funds, rather than putting it all in one bet. A financial advisor at your bank can assist you with those choices, but I also believe in doing your own due diligence and research, because you might gravitate towards a stock or a mutual fund near and dear to you that could pay major dividends later in life. Rather than looking for the quick wins throughout frequent trades, investing is more about playing the long game and setting yourself up for the financial cushion and well-being before retirement. The instant gratification of a quick return on investment, it's exciting, but I believe in balancing expectations across the near, mid, and long-term timelines. As a note to that younger crowd reading this, when an employer offers up a 401k and offers some form of matching, that is free money. Take advantage of that and learn more about the rules and resources available to grow your future retirement money. Trust your instincts. The third and final thing I'd tell my younger self is to trust your instincts and don't be afraid to fail. Too many of us look back at our lives and say, I wish I didn't go down this path or waste my time and energy on this situation, set of friends, or relationship. In truth, the strength is in the struggle. I'm going to repeat that. The strength is in the struggle. In the moment, a lot of people, careers, and things we committed our time towards served a purpose. Are there life choices we wish we could have bypassed to erase those dark memories? Maybe. But life can't be lived fully just by learning from other people's mistakes. In order for us to understand what's meant for us, we have to experience the good, the bad, and the ugly firsthand to remind us of what we like, what we don't like, and what we rightfully deserve. We're guilty of compromising ourselves to appease others, fit in, or conform to what society says is acceptable. There will come a day where you'll be at peace with who you are and what you're destined to be. Often the end result is something even our minds couldn't predict. Life is a journey, and there's always something to be grateful for. My closing advice to my younger self and anyone listening to this reflection is to stay true to who you are and understand that with time and experience, everything will all make sense. It's okay to not have all the answers, no matter what age you are. What we want in our 20s isn't going to be what we want in our 30s, 40s, 50s, and so on. It's not selfish to love yourself. It's okay to make mistakes and fail. You're here on earth to do many impactful things. Why not control a part of the narrative that is your inner peace, happiness, who you surround yourself with, and your definition of success? Find a way to make your vision a reality. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of a bonus to this reflection. So for anyone that made it this far, I'm going to add a few more words of wisdom that I would share with my younger self or anyone listening to this reflection. Number one, trust your gut. How often have we went against our gut instincts and went in the wrong direction or went down the wrong path? Too often, whether it's a destination we're going towards, friendships, relationships, careers, you name it. We think with our minds, we think with our hearts. And in most cases, our gut 9 times out of 10 or 10 times out of 10 is not going to lead you down the wrong path. So I would tell my younger self, it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to learn from other people's mistakes. But if you can, try to be more in tune and trusting your gut, because it's going to take you down the right path and it's going to save you a lot of headache and trouble that you will endure in your 20s and 30s and beyond. Number 2, I would say be grateful for family. Everybody has a different definition of family. Whatever your definition of family is, your tribe, your inner circle, be grateful for them. Understand that the people that you call family have your back in good times and bad. You think about everything that we endured in 2020. If that's not a wake-up call, I don't know what is. And when you look at things in life, and I've had this discussion with many, many people on all these various themes, friendships, relationships, and careers, they come and go. They're not guaranteed. You're easily replaced. And in the end, the people that matter, the people that care, whether it's family, that inner circle of friends, they're the ones that are going to have your back. And just be mindful of those people, especially the ones that have been there for you in good times and bad, especially during moments of adversity. And I think the third thing is truly staying true to who you are. I've had this discussion with people, and it's easy to lose yourself in adversity. It's easy to lose yourself in moments of weakness. It's easy to lose yourself by reacting to the way other people incite or try to get a reaction out of you. And when you look at life, you got to stay true to who you are. You got to take the high road. It might not make sense in the moment, but you want to do what's best for you and the people around you. And there is no winning and losing, but you got to be truthful to yourself and say, if something was to happen to me, would I be at peace with everything that's happening in my life? And the same goes for the person on the other side. If something was to happen to them, would they be at peace with where they left things with people? That's the thing that I think people sometimes kick themselves over. They always have that, I wish I could have, but then it's too late. So I always feel like if it's not going to matter in 5 years, don't spend more than 5 minutes dwelling or complaining about something. Easier said than done, right? It's a really cliche quote where people say, well, it's easier said than done. But I feel life is way too short to dwell on the things that you can't fix or change. So you have to trust what the universe has put in front of you. Trust what the universe has taken away from you. And believe in what is destined for you. All right. That's my 2 cents. Whether it's too late to go in a time machine and tell my younger self these things, hey, nothing I can do. But the one thing I can do is focus on the present, be the best version of myself I can be, and to be grateful for the people in my life that have had my back, continue to have my back, and are there for me during my highest moments and my lowest moments, because I am truly grateful for you all, and you know who I'm talking about. If this reflection resonated with you, feel free to like, comment, and share on social. Never underestimate the power of sharing positive content across your community. You could be responsible for passing this reflection along to the right person at the right time when they need it the most. Be sure to follow us at BT Legacy 365 on Instagram and Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. All of my written content, reflections, and short stories can be found at beyondthelegacy.com.